श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रसन्नाय निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य स्थान. So last time we discussed till uh, four types of ashraddha namabhas. Uh, ashraddha namabhas means a person on the level of namabhas chanting, but he is having no faith or shraddha. So we discussed four kinds: Sanketa, Parihasa, Sthoba, Hela. Four kinds of namabhas. Sanket we discussed. There are further two divisions in Sanketa. Mm, one kind of Sanket namabhas is when the chanter, although aware that he speaks the name of Lord Vishnu, intends that it refers to someone else, to something material. The other kind is when the chanter is not aware of the name of Lord Vishnu but speaks it anyway. So first kind was we took the example of Ajamil. Ajamil knew that it's a name of Lord, means Narayan, but he was referring to his son. So this is one type of Sanketa, and the other is like we take took the example of Ha Ram. So in Ha Ram, it is not referring to, it is not a name of Krishna, not the name of Lord, but there is a word, there is in Haram, there is Ram. So it is also a Sanket. So we took it this last time. Then we took Parihasa, Namabhas, jokingly chanting the Lord's name. And we took the example of Jarasandha. So it is here, one point is there, Jarasandha become delivered from the world from of birth and death. But Jarasandha did not get deliverance because of Parihasa Namabhas. Parihas Namabhas means here example of Jarasandha is given to show what is Parihas. But he was not chanting the Parihas Namabhas. This name Jarasandha, example of Jarasandha is given to show what is Parihas. But Jarasandha was not delivered because of Parihas Namabhas. Please note this point. Same here also with Shishupal also. So Shishupal example is given to show Sthoba or mocking Namabhas. But Shishupal also not get deliverance because of this Namabhas. This example of Shishupal is given to show what is Sthoba or mocking. And the Hela is there, then means this is uh, in all these four kinds of Ashraddha Namabhas, there is a degree of increasing fault. So in Sanketa, fault is very less. Then in Parihasa, it is little bit more. In Sthoba, it's more. And in Hela, it is greatest degree of faultness. When one chants the holy name of Krishna and Rama inattentively or with contempt, that is Hela Namabhas. By chanting these kinds of Namabhas, the Mlechas, outcasts, become delivered. The materialist and spiritually lazy people follow this path. Then Shraddha. Okay, first I'll discuss one chart. Last time I was discussing, na? We'll discuss a chart showing different stages of chanting. So here is the chart. So holy name is there. Now, when a person start chanting in the beginning, he may be on the level of aparadha. It is not necessary that he is on the level of aparadha. It depends on his consciousness, his past life, his current stage, on which stage he is currently that person is. So if a person is on nama prad level, sorry, nama prad level, so that person can be a devotee. He can be a devotee, and the other option is he is a atheist. He is not a devotee, or you can say he is a mayavadi. Okay, so when he is a atheist, so there lot of offenses plus no faith, means that atheist, he is atheist because he has no faith in the Lord's name. So no faith is there. But if he has faith, then he is a devotee. So two categories are there. Okay. So when faith is not there, means he is a atheist. Faith is not there, and he is doing offenses. Means during chanting. Means chanting. This kind of chanting is like he is he is just taking the names somehow, in offensive way. He is mocking someone in parihas also. So because if he is an atheist, he has no faith, he will not chant, of course. Maya, in case of mayavadi, he may chant, of course. Mayavadis also chant, but they have other kind of faith, or we discuss now there are two kinds of aparad, ideological, or uh, one was means there is a separate name of separation, or in philosophy also, means they do not consider the name of the Lord identical with Krishna. So this kind of offense can be there in case of mayavadis. So they will end up, they have malicious nature toward Krishna, and they go to hell. So when they chant Mayavadi or atheist, they will land into hell. Or in case of Mayavadi, they can go to impersonal Brahman. That depends on case to case. But mostly they will land into hell. Atheist offense. And when the offense is increasing, so they will land hell. In case he having faith, but he is doing offense. Offense is it's I'm audible, Ruji?
Actually, for me, it's kind of breaking, but I don't know if it is just for me or for everyone.
It's for everyone, Prabhuji.
Hmm?
It's for everyone.
Okay.
Mm,
Maybe you can switch off your video.
mm,
I think now it's okay, Prabhuji.
mm. So, Namaprad, on the level of Namaprad, there are two kinds. One is atheist, and another is devotee. So, in case of atheist, he will not have the faith, uh, and he will do offenses also. And in case of devotee, he will have faith, but he will do a lot of offenses. That's why he is on the level of Namaprad. Atheist will land up into hell because he is doing offenses, and he is also not having faith. In due course of time, his anarthas will increase, his offenses will increase, and he will land in hell. But in case of devotees, uh, he is doing aparadh, nama aparadh, because he is not having the sambandha jnana. He is in ignorance. We discussed in the beginning. This is like a cloud, anarthas are there. So that is the reason he is on the level of nama aparadha, or because of his careless attitude also. He is not conscious about doing offenses. Means he's just doing offenses. He is not conscious about. Now, what happened to this devotee who is careless, and who is not having this sambandh jnana? In due course of time, if offenses are avoided, means if that devotee becomes conscious and he will try not to do offense, then they achieve chaya namabhas. So he will on the next level. He will go on the level of namabhas chanting. Now, holy name is the next stage is namabhas. So namabhas is of two types: shraddha namabhas and ashraddha namabhas. What is shraddha? So we'll first discuss ashraddha namabhas. Last time we discussed ashraddha namabhas. Ashraddha namabhas means ashraddha or very weak shraddha. Shraddha is not there. So no faith in the holy name, but no offenses. That person who is on the level of ashraddha namabhas, that person is not having faith. Okay, but also same time he is not doing any offenses. This is very rare case. This because means rare case means is somebody is not uh, having faith, then why will he chant? So he's chanting like this only, means we took in this na there are four exam we can take the example of Ajamil. So here four types are there: Sanketyam, Parihasyam, Sthobam, and Helanam. We discussed this in last time. So this is very rare case. If a person on the level of means a person doing Sanketya and he will achieve liberation. So that liberation will be impersonal liberation. But somebody can ask, if he is not having faith in the holy name, then how can he achieve impersonal liberation? Means how can he achieve liberation? So Hardas Thakur, why he is discussing all these things? Means Shraddha Namabhas. So Haridas Thakur wants to show the potency of the holy name, that a person who is not having faith in the holy name, but if he is not doing any offense also, he can achieve even liberation or any auspicious position in due course of time. But if a person is having faith, but he is doing offenses, so he will not get the full mercy or kripa of holy name. So this is the potency of the holy name. Means a person who is not having faith, but he is also not doing offenses, but somehow other if he chants, sometimes he will get auspicious result. So that's why these four types are discussed: Sanketyam, Parihasyam, Sthobam, and Helam. But if a person he is chanting, he is having faith, but same time he is doing offenses, then he will not get any auspicious, or you can say he will not get good results or kind of thing from the holy name. So ashraddha means there is no faith, and but if that person is not doing any offense, then he will in due course of time uh, he will get liberation or any auspicious result. But if that person is not having faith, but if he is doing offense, so that will not consider, that will be in sanketyam, but it will not be namabhas, means he will not get any auspicious position. He will get some sukirti or kind of things, or based on his what kind of offense is there. So sukirti, duskirti or whatever is there. So and now another is Shraddha Namabhas. Another division is, so Shraddha itself is showing means faith will be there. So faith in the potency of the holy name will be there. And now anarthas is also there from the beginning. But in due course of time, when the faith is there in chanting, slowly anarthas will go. When the how the anarthas will go? When the sambandh gyan will be there, and he will do chanting with faith. So uh, in due course of time he will move further. Now Shraddha Nama Bhas is of two kind. One is Chhaya Nama Bhas and another is Pratibimb Nama Bhas. What is Chhaya Namabhas? So in case of Chhaya Namabhas, faith is there, but that faith is pure. But in case of Pratibimb Namabhas, faith is there, but that is a mixed faith. Means that person is having faith on other processes also. Means he has some faith on karma, he has some faith on jnana, kind of, means his faith is mishra faith, mixed faith. So that bhakti will be mishra bhakti. So when the faith when the person is doing Chaya Namabhas Japa, Chaya Namabhas chanting, so in due course of time, he will move further and he will land to the Shuddha Namabhas, Shuddha Nama. So he will land on next stage, Shuddha Nam. And when Shuddha Nam comes, then this is the Shuddha Nam, and in due course of time, Bhava stage will come, and then Prema stage will come, and in this way, he will move further in his journey to uh, Golok, or means to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. One more thing. In Sanketyam Parihasham Stobha Helnam, generally not, means generally it is not without offenses. Means it is very rare a person on this level, Sanketyam Parihashyam Stobham, he will not do any offense. Generally they do offense, and they will not get auspicious result. But if they do not do any offense, they will get auspicious result. Maybe impersonal liberation will also be there. So Chaya Namabhas, the result is next stage, Shuddha Nam. What about Pratibimba Namabhas? So when a person is on Pratibimba Namabhas, so he is doing Mishrit Bhakti. So may he may attain, because of his Mishra Bhakti, Shantarati or Salokya Mukti or other kind of muktis. Uh, different kind of Sarupya, Srastya, other kinds of mukti. But he will not get Prema because he is doing Mishra Bhakti. So he will not land in uh, he will not get Rasa. Means what is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us. So that Prema Bhakti he will not get. He will be there in the Vaikuntha. He will be in. He will attain Salokya, Sarupya kind of Mukti, but he will not get Prema Bhakti. But in case of Chaya Namabhas, that person will move to Shuddha Nam, and in due course of time he will get Bhava and then Prema Bhakti also. So this is uh, mota mota ye division hai. But in Pratibimb Namabhas, that person, there is also a division that this person on Pratibimb Namabhas land up in Mayavad also, because there is Gyan Mishra Bhakti kind of. So if he is not careful about his bhakti, or so he may land in Mayavad philosophy, and then from Mayavad he will land in either he will go to impersonal uh, Brahma Jyoti, or he will land up in hell. We discussed earlier na, that Mayavadi also land to hell. Depends what kind of offenses he do or other things. So I hope I'm clear, Prabhuji.
Probably if you can just distinguish and differentiate between Chaya Namabhas
And
and
Pratibimb.
Pratibimb Namabhas, like what is the difference between the two?
I'm going to discuss, Prabhuji. It is little bit
Confusing, huh? Overlaps. Few things.
yeah. So you have Pratibimb Namavasi is little bit kind of difficult. Otherwise, Hanavas is very, means it is like pure faith is there. So that pure faith will in. One more thing is there. One is pure faith, another is weak faith, and another is no faith. So three things are there. One is no faith, faith is not there. Another is weak faith, and the third is pure faith. So weak faith can also be pure, but it is weak. Are you?
Yeah, yeah.
So weak faith, it can be pure, but it is weak. And but no faith is means faith is not there. And pure faith is always, of course, it's pure. So weak faith is there. In Chaya Namabhas, that person is having faith, and that faith is pure. Although it may happen that that faith is weak, but when he chants further, his faith will increase, and means it will become strong. So it's like that.
Mhm.
Now I try to discuss this Pratibimb Namavas. So it is little bit kind of tricky. So if you see the notes, na, should it's we'll come to this, but before that we'll try to discuss something what is will make some foundation. So abhas is a word which is used in scriptures for faint thing, means something faint or dim. So it's refers sometimes to faint light, dim light, or an indirect image. Abhas. Okay. So abhas, faint light, indirect image. This is of two types. What are the two types of abhas? One is reflected light. This is known as pratibimb. Please note, I am not discussing about the Shraddha. I am just discussing about Abhas. Okay. Then we'll come to Shraddha Abhas. So Abhas is of two kinds. One is reflected, means this is known as Pratibimb. What is this? Which gives rise to distorted image. When light comes and it is a reflected light, so the image will be a distorted image. Okay. It is like reflected on water. So
Like reflection of stars or moon or in
in
water, huh?
yeah, water means it's a reflection, not a direct image, means direct light.
Hmm.
uh, Another is obstruct light or chaya. So which gives rise to a dim light but true image. An example of this is the dim sunlight manifest when the sun is covered by clouds or mist. So you are outside and there is a cloudy atmosphere, there is mist in the atmosphere, so the sunlight is not full, it will not come fully on you, although you are means it's there, but it will not come in the full. And in case of this reflected or pratibimb, you can see you are not under direct, you are in a room but there is lighting, so it's that light is coming from reflection from here and there, it's not direct, kind of, it's a distorted light. Okay. So this is abhas, two kinds of abhas. One is reflected light and another is obstructed light. Now, similarly, there are two types of faint faith. So earlier it was faint light. Now, similarly, there are faint faith or Shraddha Abhas. So what is Shraddha Abhas? There are two kinds. One is reflected or distorted faith. This is also known as Pratibimb Shraddha Abhas. Okay. And another is obstructed or partial faith, uh, Chaya Shraddha Abhas, or shadow, kind of shadow. Okay. So these are two types of namabhas. Shraddha namabhas. Okay. Two kinds of Shraddha namabhas. One is Chaya namabhas and another is Pratibimba namabhas. So further, from partial faith or from partial faith, which is known as Chaya namabhas, faith is there, but it's partial, weak. Okay. But that faith is pure. Okay. So from partial faith, Chaya namabhas, Chaya Shraddha namabhas comes Chaya namabhas. Okay. From partial faith comes partial Chaya namabhas, which develops. One is Shraddha Abhas, and from Shraddha Abhas comes Shraddha namabhas. Based on your faith, uh, faith on holy name is coming, means Chayanamavas is there, which develops into the pure name and prema in due course of time. So we saw this Chayanama Bhas in due course of time becomes Shuddha Nam, and then Shuddha Nam Namabhas will end in prema. So which develops into pure name and prema. This is considered real Namabhas. So there are two namavas. One is Pratibimb and another is Chaya namavas. Chaya namavas is considered as real namavas, but Pratibimb namavas is not the real namavas. It is written. So this is considered real namavas. Just as the cloud obstruct full brilliance of the sun, so the clouds of anarthas and mist of ignorance in the jiva's heart allow only a faint light of the name to enter. By such namabhas, the jiva derive great benefit. So by this chaya namabhas, jiva uh, gets great benefit. Okay. Now, if the name is reflected in the heart of a Mayavadi, it becomes distorted. So this is Pratibimb Namabhas. So if this is a reflected kind of Shraddha, and based on that Shraddha, the person who is chanting, that chanting will be Pratibimb Nama Bhas. So, if the name is reflected in the heart of a Mayavadi, or you can say a person who is doing, who is having faith on other processes also, like he is doing Mishra Bhakti, he is depend on karma, he is depending on jnana. So that person also be considered in this. It becomes distorted. That faith becomes distorted, and that is called Pratibimb Namabhas. His chanting is known as Pratibimb Namabhas. Thus, though one may attain Sayujya Mukti or other results from this Namabhas, so if he is a Mayavadi, he is having impersonal kind of imagination or other impression about Lord, so he will land in impersonal Brahmajyoti or Sayujya Mukti. And other results from this Namabhas also, if he is a kind of not a Mayavadi, but he is doing Mishra Bhakti, so he will get Sarupya, other things, or Shantrati, but he will not get the Prema Bhakti for sure, because he is not having full faith. One cannot attain the ultimate goal of Krishna Prema in this. In Pratibimb Namabhas, the light is reflected. It originates in a place different from where the shining is seen to come. It's not direct. So it's like you are in a room or kind of, so light is not coming directly on you. This type of abhas is actually aparadha, or a great offense to the holy name. Therefore, it is not said to be the true namavas. Why this is aparadha? So this is aparad because we are using holy name for getting something. Means, okay, you will see here. A person who thinks the holy name is only the means of sadhan, only the means or a sadhan to attain higher goals, sadhya, sullies the glory of the holy name. Because of that offense, he perishes. So that's why this is an aparad, because he is using holy name to get some um, sarupya mukti, salukya mukti, but he is not having the prema for Lord, or he is using holy name to get auspicious things. Impersonal, he wants to attain impersonal Brahma Jyoti, all these things, although he is considering Supreme Personality of Godhead different from his holy name. So this is an aparad. Pratibimb Namavas is kind of aparad. Is it clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you have to means really go into deep.
When I was studying about this Chaya Shraddhana, so they gave a nice thing for us to remember is because the Chaya shadow is attached to the body.
Mm.
Reflection is not attached to the body.
The body.
So it helps to remember because later on, maybe 6 months, 1 year down the line, we may forget what is what. But
Mm.
this analogy kind of that shadow is always attached to the body helps us remember that Chaya Shraddha or Chaya Namavas is kind of real. It helps to attain prem, while reflection will not help because
Yeah.
it is disassociated, with the object.
Yeah. Yes. Very nice point. Disassociated with the object. So uh, this is Pratibimb Namabhas. But there is a chances that this kind of namabhas usually leads to mayavad fallacy. So it is very means usual that that person who is on the who is doing this pratibimb namabhas chanting, he will become a mayavadi. Okay, so there are very big chances. Now, what is the causes? Chayanamabhas comes from anarthas based on ignorance. What is ignorance? We discussed in last courses and discourses that ignorance means the person is not having the sambandha jnana. Sambandha jnana, what is sambandha jnana? Is not having jnana about his position of Supreme Personality of Godhead and the relationship between them, the position of holy name, what is holy name, kind of all these things, sambandha jnana. Because he is not having sambandha jnana, he is in ignorance, and this becomes the cause of Chhayanamavas. Okay. Now, what is the cause of reflected of Pratibimb Namabhas. So Pratibimb Namabhas comes from anarthas based on perverted, envious knowledge, which obstruct devotion and therefore it is called an aparad. So we discussed there are envious mentality in a person. He does not want to see others having fame or having knowledge better than him. So he is having envious nature. Also, he has desires to go to Swargaloka or other kind of desires for fame, name, money, other things, position. So he wants all these things we discussed in last classes. Na? So this kind of anartha, or he is doing offenses to holy name, seva aprad, aprad for deities, then भक्तों के प्रति जो अपराध होते हैं, all these things, नाम अपराध. So this will become the result. This will result in प्रतिबिंब नामाभास. Okay. Now, what is the result? So Pratibimb Namabhas, the result is if one takes to the name with such distorted faith, means with Pratibimb Namabhas, one will not progress to purification. So purification of heart will not be there. No matter how long one continues chanting, one will instead remain at the same perverted stage forever. For means we do not know how many births he will be on that level only, or in due course of time, if he is on, he may land in hell also. Such practice usually leads to unhealthy Mayavad mentality, and finally one becomes a cheater. He becomes a cheater because he is not using the holy name for getting the prema, but he is using the holy name to get impersonal Brahma Jyoti or getting something cheap. Means holy name can give very, very big things, but uh, we are, if we want to have some auspicious things like name, fame, other things, so he will become a cheater. Means if he is doing Mishra Bhakti. Such a person thinks that the holy name is simply a means to a higher end, and by such mentality the glory and power of the name become lost, and the result is offense or aparadh. So this is the result of Pratibimb Namavas. Now what is the result of Chaya Namavas? So in real Namavas, Chaya Namavas is considered as the real Namavas. The effect of the name are felt but in weakened state. Faith is there but it may be weak, and the result is also, in the beginning it is some result, then in due course of time the result will increase. So but in a weakened state due to obstruction because of ignorance. From ignorance and weakness of heart many anarthas may be generated, but steady chanting clears all these anarthas. So what is the result? Steady chanting clears all these anarthas, and he will land up further to Shuddhanam and then Prema stage. However, in distorted Namabhas, born from the cheating mentality, the offensive attitude do not decrease but rather increases. So, in case of distorted Namabhas, offensive mentality will increase in due course of time. But in case of real Namabhas or Chaya Namabhas, our offenses, or you can say anarthas, will decrease in due course of time, and one will move further to Shuddhanam and then Prema and other things. So when no faith is there, so it is known as Ashraddha Namabhas. When distorted faith is there, it will be Pratibimb Shraddha Namabhas. It is Shraddha is there, but it distorted kind of. And in pure faith, Chaya Shraddha Namabhas. Okay. Of course, this pure faith may be weak faith also in the beginning, but it is pure faith. He is having full faith on Krishna and his name.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Prabhuji.
it's already 8:05.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Marathi class. So
Hmm.
I just have one question. Like
Hmm.
if you go back a little, like when you showed three, this thing,
3.
all the three, that what leads to what?
Yeah.
Yeah, this no faith, Ashraddha Namas, distorted faith, and pure faith. So this faith is what we discussed, dependent on Sambandh Gyan.
Mm, not
Because
exactly in the beginning. Uh, of course, it depends on the Sambandh Gyan, but Sambandh Gyan will boost our faith, Prabhuji.
Yeah, because I
Means,
was
in the
thinking.
beginning,
Mm.
what should I say? There are kind of Shraddha Napuji, there are Laukik Shraddha also, there are Shastrik Shraddha also.
Uh-huh.
So, pure faith will based on Shastrik Shraddha for sure.
Mhm.
And this pure faith or Shastrik Shraddha will come from Sambandh Gyan only.
And distorted faith is like a wrong understanding, like name is,
Yeah,
you
means
mentioned it.
he is chanting, but his purpose is means not pure,
Yeah, like
distorted.
you mentioned like it is a sadhana to achieve some sadhya, which is like different from the sadhana.
Means
So Mhm.
he is using holy name means as a sadhan to get something which is not auspicious. Means it's auspicious means, but it is not a pure thing. Means he's this holy name can give big things. Means it can give pure holy prema to prema, but we are using for something some small cheap things. Means
Okay,
to go
like
upper
liberation, impersonal.
liberation, Sayujya Mukti, or to go to upper planetary systems like means Swargaloka, Brahmaloka. So means holy name can give big things, but it is we are using for some cheap things. Even
And Mhm.
sorry, Puji. Even in uh, if one is doing Pratibimba Namabhas, he can go to Vaikuntha also. Means he will attain Sarupya Mukti. Salokya Mukti. Salokya means he will be on the same planet where the Supreme Personality of Godhead is there. But he will not have that kind of relation with the Lord because he is not having the prema. Of course, there can be Shant Rati even for Jnani, but Prema Rati will not be there. Prema will not be there. So Namabhas is very elevated position, but the purpose of holy name na, means to get the prema. It will not be there.
and yeah, this is because of anarthas, the cause.
Because of anarthas, because of not having full faith or maybe
Distorted faith.
distorted faith. Anarthas will not so much will be there, otherwise he will not land in the Vaikuntha.
Mhm. And this
Actually, I'm
can,
also reading all these things for the first time, Pooji, so uh, so many
yeah,
things are there.
we will discuss it further maybe. Huh?
Uh, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Pooji.
So, for both of you, I just need some clarification. So, Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita four kind of Sakam Bhaktas,
Yes,
7.16, and also Sukadev Goswami mentioned that Akama Sarva Kamava.
yes.
So, how do we relate those two things, and what is see? Because the four Sakam Bhaktas, Krishna mentioned that they are magnanimous.
Yeah.
Of course, Jnani is the one who is same as Krishna. That is what he said himself. So, and then this Akama Sarvakamova also, that means Bhakti itself is transcendental.
Hmm.
So, here we understand that if the people, the pure Bhakti is the process as well as the goal, object, everything is same in that. But so, how do we understand these four? I mean, these two verses in the context of this Pratibimba Namabas and Ashraddha Namabas, Prabhuji.
Yes. So Shraddha Namabhas is, I hope you are clear, Prabhuji. If you see here now, Ashraddha Namabhas is altogether different thing
Yes.
because it's very rare. I discussed now, it's very rare. We see this in case of Ajamil only in Shastras. Of course, there may be another also, like Haram also is there. That person who was in the field and he chanted Haram
Yeah.
and he got liberation. I think Narsinga
That is
Puran,
understood, Prabhuji. It is
Varha
only for
person
our
who has,
knowledge, but not to be practiced or whatever it is,
yeah, he
right,
is not
Prabhuji?
having doing any practice of holy name, and his background, he has never done any offenses. Okay, means if you see the uh, means even in case of Ajamil also, we consider that he has not done any offenses to the holy name and means to the Vaishnavas. So he has not done any offenses. But why he is discussing Haridas Thakur this Shraddha Navas to show the potency of the holy name? I discussed na earlier today.
Yes.
So Shraddha Navas is altogether different thing. Okay. But Shraddha Namabhas, there is Chaya and Pratibimb. Now that faith is there, but that faith can be pure or it can be distorted. So in Bhagavad Gita, those four kinds of people who are considered magnanimous, they are doing Mishrit Bhakti. So they are having mixed faith. So you can correlate with them to Pratibimba kind. I'm not sure, but you can correlate with them with mixed faith. Okay. So they will land up in all these things. They will land up in a Vaikuntha in due course of time, or that Jnani may be they may attain Shantrati, but he will not get prema. And for what you are telling about that verse, Prabhuji, akama sar kamava.
सर्वकामो वा मोक्षकाम उदारति तीव्रेण भक्ति योगेन यजेति पुरुषं पार्थ.
So what is the confusion, Prabhuji?
There also it was mentioned even with all desires, with only desire of
Yeah.
liberation.
So there
And
are things. One
so
is
when you perform bhakti yoga, tivrena bhakti yoga,
Tivra Bhakti. So there are three things are there: Akama, Sarvakama, or Moksha Kama. Akama means he is a pure, means he is not having any desire. So it's clear. And he is doing Tivra Bhakti, Tivrena Bhakti. So he will get auspicious results, means maybe Prema Bhakti also in the course of time. Akama is okay. Now Sarvakama, he is having so many desires. So uh, if a person is doing bhakti or having desires, that is also okay. Based on his consciousness or faith in the course of time, or the association he is getting from the devotee, he may land in due course of time. If the anarthas decrease in due course of time, means anarthas like his desires are also kind of anarthas. So in due course of time, if his anarthas decreases, then because of the association of pure devotee, so he will uh, come on the level of Chayanamabhas also, and then Shuddhanam will come and he will get Prema Bhakti. But if he is maintaining those desires, Sarvokama person, if he is maintaining those desires, so holy name will give that person that things also. Means holy name is merciful, means if the way you want things, holy name will give. So if you maintain those desires, holy name will give those things. Means it's based on your consciousness and what you want with supreme personality of Godhead, what you want. So this is the thing. And mokshakam, a person who wants moksha or sayujya mukti, holy name will give that also. Of course, sayujya mukti is not so much appreciated in uh, bhakti sampradaya. It's considered like naraka. So, but holy name can, if that person or Mayavadi wants that, he wants to merge in that Brahma Jyoti. So holy name can give that also. Like we heard na that there are two kinds of person. One is Brahmavadi and another is Mayavadi. So Brahmavadis, they are not offensive. They consider Brahman superior. But in case of Mayavadi, they are offensive. So Mayavadi will land in, they will not get this Brahma Jyoti. They will land in hell. Of course, Brahmavadi, they maintain that Brahman is superior. So they will land in Brahma Jyoti or will get Sayuji Mukti and other things. So the kind of things. Hare Krishna Guji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Is it okay?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanat Pranam Prabhuji.
Sorry, Guji, I'm not.
One question, Prabhuji. So we said Pratibimba Namabhas, right, Prabhuji? So here mixed faith, karma, mishra, bhakti. I think when as a grihastha, when we are working in office and doing, and we think that okay, we have to do karma to maintain our body, our life. So that comes under, and also parallelly we are doing bhakti. So that comes under karma mishra bhakti, na Prabhuji? I think.
Uh, that depends, Prabhuji, what kind of consciousness you are carrying. We see the example of Janak Maharaj in the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada used to quote. So Janak Maharaj is a pure devotee, but then also he is serving like a king. So to set example
Yeah.
outside, we do means a devotee can do all these things. That depends on your consciousness level. So it may means you are maintaining your family. So you have to work outside for getting money and maintaining family. But the consciousness you are carrying, what is the purpose of all these things, the purpose behind all these things? So that matters.
Okay. Prabhuji. But what you are saying is by associating with the pure devotees, our consciousness can be gradually changed. And then
Yeah,
slowly we can attain like Chaya Namabhas, and then slowly we achieve Suddhanam. That is
that
the path, na Prabhuji?
that this is the only path, Puji. Association of the devotees in Kali Yuga is the most important thing. We discussed from the very beginning. Na? Association is the key because we are not so in Kali Yuga, we are not so potent. We are not so potent, or say we are not so having. We cannot depend on our own. We have to depend on mercy, and the mercy will come from the association of devotees only. So this is the key of everything.
Please share these extra notes also, Prabhuji. I will share in the group.
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, no faith, na, ultimately it leads to the impersonal liberation, right, Prabhu? So what is the difference between impersonal and personal liberation, Prabhu?
Impersonal liberation. Okay. No faith is not there in kind of impersonal faith, but it's a distorted faith. Okay. Means otherwise he will not chant, na. Mayavadi also chant, but that purpose of chanting is different. They want something else. Means what can holy name can give, but holy name can give big things. Means prema bhakti it can give, but that person Mayavadi is he does not want that thing. He is using chanting or that means for some other purpose. What is personal or impersonal? So impersonal means impersonal liberation means he wants to. You don't know about personal and impersonal liberation, huh? You are very kind of.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so there are 5 kinds of liberation most we used to discuss. Sarupya is there, Samipya is there, Shrashti is there, and Salokya is there, and then the last is Sayujya. 5 kinds of liberation is there.
Okay.
So Sarupya means Sarupya means having the same Rupa with as the Supreme Personality of Godhead has. Like Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vaikuntha, he is having 4 hands. So a person who is getting Sarupya Mukti, he will land in Vaikuntha. He will also look like Supreme Personality of Godhead. He will have 4 hands, all these things. So Sarupya. Salokya means same loka. Salokya. So that person who is having Salokya Mukti, he will land in the same loka where Supreme Personality of Godhead resides. Of course, he can be in the nearness of Supreme Personality of Godhead, or he is somewhere some other place, but in the same loka, same planet. So Samipya. So Samipya Mukti, a person who gets the Samipya Mukti, he will be in nearness. Samipya. Samip rahega. He will be in nearness to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Srashti means he will have the same opulence which Supreme Personality of Godhead is having. Means he will have uh, means auspiciousness means opulence. He will have the same opulence. I hope you are getting a means बहुत आराम रहेगा, all these things kind of opulence will be there, and he will have the opulence kind of things in his future on the same planet. in Vaikuntha. And the last one is Sayujya. So Sayujya is known as impersonal liberation, where that person will lose his kind of identity. We used to say means he will merge in the impersonal Brahman. Brahman is nothing but it's a light coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can say uh, means there is not a kind of bodily feature. Mm, it's an impersonal thing. Means that the impersonal means suppose there is a bulb now, so light comes from the bulb. So that light is like impersonal thing, but bulb is a personal thing. Means it's having a shape. It's kind of thing. So you can correlate. Means bulb is like a Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the light is coming from that bulb is like a impersonal Brahman. So that person who gets impersonal liberation means he wants to merge in that light. Means it's a detailed topic. Means who gets this kind of liberation? The person means those who want to who does not want to have relation in this material world, who wants peace, means शांति चाहिए उसको ही, मतलब that kind of person ना जो relationship नहीं रखना चाहता. So that kind of person land up there in impersonal Brahman. All these things are there. I hope I am
Mm,
able.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. So finally, impersonal liberation means Brahman realization, and personal liberation means Bhagavan realization. Correct,
Yeah.
Prabhu?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes. Yes. It's a big topic. Okay. We'll end, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, I think we can add. I
Hare
think there
Krishna.
is one more question, I think, Prabhuji.
In the
Just
chat, there is one question.
yes, yes, yes. So Sudha Kumar Mataji is asking, can you explain Abhasa once more and Namabhasa also? I think she want to, yeah, understand that.
Repeat, Prabhuji, please. In
Can
chat.
you please explain Abhasa once more and
Uh,
Namabhasa also?
Okay. So this abhas, what is abhas? There are many kinds of abhas. Okay, I'll show this will also be there. Okay, it's here. In many places in the scriptures are found the word Namabhas. So what is Namabhas? The dim light of the holy name. Vaishnav Abhas, a person who is like a dim light of a Vaishnava. Shraddha Bhas, the dim light of faith. Bhava Bhas, the dim light of ecstasy. Ratya Bhas, the dim light of attraction to Krishna. Prema Bhas, the dim light of pure love for Krishna. Muktya Bhas, the dim light of liberation. Means abhas means some anything with a faint thing or a dim thing. So this is abhas. Okay, so this abhas you can add this abhas with anything like namabhas, vaishnavabhas, shraddhabhas, bhavabhas, ratyabhas. So you can add this abhas. This is like we add na in the beginning of anything or in the end of the thing, like shanta prashanta. So prakishta rupena shanta. So it's like we add something in the beginning or at the end na, kind of thing. Is it okay?
Prabhu, that means when you're saying abhas, you mean that it's like a dim version of
Dim
the
of
actual
yes,
object.
yes, yes. Dim object, a dim version of any object. So abhas and namabhas. It's a dim version of nama.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, and the
Thank you.
highest version of nama is Shuddha Nama.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I think we can end the session.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Grace Padmanabh Swaroop Prabhuji ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam.
Krishna Danvat Pranam.